Welcome to The Know, I'm Brian. EA has disclosed the odds behind the FIFA Ultimate Team Packs, and let's just say there's a reason why people spend so much money on those things, because your odds of getting good players are very, very low. Eurogamer reports that the odds of getting the best players, which are called ones to watch, are less than 1%. But it might be worse than that, because less than 1%, it could mean 0.5%, 0.1%, or 0.00001%. EA didn't specify. Now, as you probably know, EA and other developers have been catching a lot of heat for their loot boxes, especially in Europe, so EA might be doing this to try and get regulators off its back. We'll see if it works. It probably won't. Reviews for Assassin's Creed Odyssey are in, and they seem pretty good. It's got an 86 on both Metacritic and OpenCritic. That's generally pretty positive. Games Radar gave it a perfect 5 out of 5, saying that it perfects everything Origins did and enhances them in ways you never thought an Assassin's Creed game could. It said that the journey is an odyssey in every sense of the word, writing, "It's about the journey across the stunning Grecian landscape, ranging from forests bearing autumnal hues to the majestic white marble buildings nestled comfortably in cities, and absolutely everything in between, including an active volcano that you can swan dive into." So that's pretty awesome. IGN gave it a 9.2, called it the most impressive game in the history of the series. Now, on the more critical side, Digital Trends knocked it for having repetitive activities, saying there's plenty to do in this world, but a lot of it feels like busy work that fights to stay exciting or compelling. Odyssey is yet another open world game that misinterprets the meaning of more content. The game releases Friday for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And while we're talking about new releases, let's run down what's coming out this week. Got a lot of cool stuff. On Tuesday, the big game out is Forza Horizon 4 for PC and Xbox One. We've also got a Switch port of the Telltale game Batman: The Enemy Within, as well as Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise for PlayStation 4, and Mega Man 11 for PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Also, the VR game Twilight Path comes to the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive, and the RPG simulation hybrid Valkyrian Arc Hero School Story releases for PC, PlayStation 4, and the Switch. All of that's on Tuesday. Now, on Wednesday, the tactical game Achtung Cthulhu Tactics comes to the PC. Then on Friday, got a couple of big releases: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like we said, and Super Mario Party releases for the Switch. So pretty big lineup this week. Got a lot of games. Sony has announced a price drop for the PS4 Pro in Japan. In a release, Sony says they're cutting it to the equivalent of about $350 US, which would be about a $50 price drop. No word if that drop is coming to the West, but definitely a possibility that that could happen, especially with the holiday season approaching. Now, the price drop, it's also gotten people wondering if Sony could be revealing a PlayStation 5 sooner rather than later. Some analysts say that it could be coming in the next 12 months. We'll have to wait and see. This is kind of a weird story. The CEO of Gearbox Software says he lost millions in a scam from his personal assistant. The Dallas Morning News reported that Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford estimates that his former personal assistant, John Wright Martin, stole nearly $3 million from him via theft and unauthorized purchases. Martin is now missing. The article stresses that he was never a Gearbox employee, and the thefts don't have anything to do with Gearbox business finances. Still, that's pretty embarrassing. Pitchford was quoted as saying, "As much damage as he didn't destroy us." The Chinese megacorporation Tencent says that it's restructuring due to challenges from increasing government regulations. Reuters reports that Tencent will consolidate 3 content business groups into one unit, and it's going to create a new group for its cloud business. Now, Tencent, it is huge into the video game business. It owns a number of companies like Activision Blizzard. Well, it owns a part of these: Activision Blizzard, Epic Games, Ubisoft, and it's the primary owner of Riot Games, which makes League of Legends. Now, like we said, this restructuring is probably due to more regulation from authorities. China has been cracking down on online gaming. As a result, Tencent recently reported a fall in quarterly profits for the first time in 13 years. It looks like the JRPG Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did pretty well on the Switch. Monolith Soft Executive Director Tetsuya Takahashi told US Gamer that the game surpassed the developer's expectations. I like that game. I played it all the way through. I really liked it. He said, "We really saw more people pick the game up and experience it in the North American and European territories than we thought would do so." I'm one of those people. He added that the game's recently released DLC is doing well in Japan as well from what they've seen. Takahashi wouldn't talk about a future game, but he said a third Xenoblade Chronicles game might take its own path, different setting compared to the first two. He told US Gamer, "I'm someone who gets bored of whatever it was I did last. If the Xenoblade Chronicles series continues, you just might see it take a third option. It might go down a path it hasn't gone down before." He didn't give exact sales figures, but in April it was reported that the game, it had already sold more than 1.3 million copies on the Switch. All right, let's do some entertainment news to close it out. Fox announced a slew of changes in new release dates for its movies. Alita Battle Angel will now open February 14th of next year instead of this December. The Channing Tatum Gambit movie has once again been pushed back, this time to March 2020, and Dark Phoenix will now be June 2019 instead of February. Now, hidden among all these new dates is something pretty crazy. Fox has something slated for December 21st called Untitled Deadpool movie, which is weird. There's no way they made a Deadpool sequel in secret, let alone so quickly after Deadpool 2. So what the heck is this thing? Well, Deadline says it's going to be a re-release of Deadpool 2, but with one major change, it'll be PG-13. Kind of like, I guess, how they release like a clean album sometimes with like all the swearing deleted, and you're like, why the fuck did you buy me this? That's what this is going to be. There's probably going to be some new footage recorded. Ryan Reynolds tweeted a photo of Deadpool recreating a scene from The Princess Bride with the now grown-up Fred Savage. That's pretty awesome. A PG-13 Deadpool might not be as edgy and cool, but it could very well signal that Fox is preparing the character to join into the larger MCU once its merger with Disney is completed next year. All right, you might have heard rumors swirling around YouTube and the blogosphere recently that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy might be in trouble after some vocal fans took a disliking to The Last Jedi and Solo underperformed at the box office. Well, turns out those rumors did not pan out. Much to the chagrin of some angry fans, Kathleen Kennedy just re-upped her contract with Disney. She will run Lucasfilm for at least another 3 years. She'll oversee Star Wars Episode 9, the Jon Favreau-helmed live-action Star Wars TV series, as well as a 5th Indiana Jones film that will reunite her with her old boss, Steven Spielberg. Now, Solo might have tanked, but even with that failure by regular Star Wars standards, it ended up pulling in almost $400 million, with the other 3 Disney-era Star Wars films also making over $1 billion in box office. Shouldn't be that much of a surprise that Disney wants her to stick around. So, there you go. She is in. They're still making money, but if episode 9 flops, they might hit the panic button. All right, that is all the news we've got for today. Let us know what you think about these stories in the comments below, and for all your news from every corner of the internet, like this video, subscribe to the Know. Embarrassing. Pitchford was quoted as saying, "As much damage as he didn't destroy us." Geez, you gotta watch out who you employ. The Chinese megacorporation Tencent says it's restructuring due to challenges from increasing government relations. The Chinese mega, let me